Hi, this is Renaud Anjoran from Sofeast. I'm going to walk you through what we call a QA program, Quality Assurance Program. Let me show you. So let's start with topic 1. What actually do you want to receive? What kind of products do you want to receive? So specify your requirements in a specific manner and we can help you with that. Obviously, you as a client give us basic product information. We can look through it and tell you some comments, ask some questions. Then also you ask some, you send some samples to us. You need to clarify actually where you will sell these samples. Okay, and if you're already aware of some of the compliance requirements. Safety related failures and non-safety related failures, very important to brainstorm about that. You need to do the same also with your packaging. What exactly do you need? And do you already have a sample? Okay, once we have all of that, it's already a good start. We can understand what you are trying to buy. If you have access to a bunch of photos of defective products, maybe there were some inspections before on the same product or on a very similar product, we can create a defect library. Very, very useful to guide the inspectors at the factory, but also inspectors working for you. And then with all of this information, we can then put together a first draft of the checklist. Okay, will be used by inspectors. You look through it, you give us some comments, and then we finalize it. It's very good if we can get some examples of imperfect samples. Some of them just at the limit of what you might accept or refuse. Okay, and based on that, we help you set some boundary samples. You confirm them, and then we okay. And this is best case, right? For example, if a color is very important, but it's very hard to make it clear what kind of tolerance you can accept. For example, this is something that is needed. For some kinds of products, it's not actually needed. But anyway, with all of this information, whatever was realistically possible, we can actually explain the quality standard to the people at the factory, right? And write some notes about their feedback and tell you about that. Very important. For all of this, we keep track of the engineering hours, project management hours, and some other, for example, fixed fees, and then it increments the numbers here, and you can have an idea about the total budget. Okay. Topic number 2 is about understanding your risks when it comes to compliance and safety, when it comes to product quality, when it comes to product reliability, right? And based on a good understanding of your risks, you can actually think of what monitoring is needed, what testing is needed, what needs to be improved, and so on. Okay, so what we can do is look through the compliance requirements, get quotations about the tests that are needed, or maybe the certifications. When it comes to the documents from your manufacturer, maybe they have some documents about how they will check their components and what they specify. And the same thing about their manufacturing. Maybe they have a quality assurance plan. But we can look at all of this and comment on that and push them to make it better, right? Then on site, we can go on site and do a technical and quality audit, right, on their quality systems, looking at their processes. We can also look, for example, if they say, well, we have a very strong system, we are certified to this and that standard, and yes, we do use statistical process control and things like that. We can actually look at that, and sometimes it turns out that it's really not effective. When it comes to quality and reliability, because it's tightly linked, doing a design review, but only from the point of view of quality and reliability, right, can actually detect some design weaknesses. And also we can look at the manufacturer's plan for the pilot runs and all the verifications and validations that they have done or not in their factory, right, when developing a new product. Then a testing plan for reliability, getting quotations, and having an idea about when and how the product is likely to fail after shipment, after it's in the hands of users. All right, this is obviously more important for, let's say, electromechanical products in general. Okay, so we have all this information. We can list the major sources of risk and think of how this can be managed. We can review new document submissions. Usually when we review, we do an off-site review and also an on-site review. They will have a little bit of homework to improve on certain points, so we can review it. And we can also conduct failure analysis on some samples that were found non-functional, for example, that failed or maybe had a catastrophic failure. Okay, we can help in many cases look at them and try to understand. Okay. Topic number 3 is the monitoring. Okay, during production, detect the problems, detect the issues as early as possible. Right. So obviously we work with you to look at what kind of inspections you want. That's another sheet. Just to make sure that we really work as you need. Then confirm and track the production planning. Maybe they send us photos of the first finished products and we can look at it in an off-site manner, right? Much cheaper than going on site and spending a whole day there. Or we can check the first finished pieces from production. It's called the first article inspection, FAI. Okay, that is on site, right? Then the same thing during production inspection on site or off site. In most cases, this is done on site. Some compliance testing, especially if we go on site and we can pick some samples, then we can send them to the lab. Final random inspection. In some cases, it's good also to do a packing and loading supervision. In this case, if you see an X here, it means it's considered not needed. And contingency plan also in case something fails. All right, making sure that the factory will have some clear guidelines on what to do. Right? And obviously that they will shoulder the cost of additional inspections. Topic number 4 is more for the long term if you think you will keep working with that same supplier, right? So typically we need to know the past issues. If there's one particularly costly issue, do a full 8D analysis of it, to not just analysis but problem solving approach to make sure that it doesn't come back in the future, right? And then simple things such as, draw a flowchart of the processes, do an audit of these processes, do a risk analysis, FMEA is basically a very structured risk analysis to have an idea about the major risks. Then work together with the manufacturers, engineers, put in place a control plan on their processes, right? This we cannot do it alone, they really have to work with us, otherwise they will never really follow it if it doesn't come from them. Then help them also document the work instructions, which comes, which has to be tightly aligned with the control plan. And same thing also the QC instructions. Okay, for the QC staff, same thing comes from the control plan. If you have a good idea about this, and the control plan is usually better if a good risk analysis was done before. Okay, and then we know what risks have to be controlled and put the controls in place. Okay, if you want to digitize the QC process, we can help with that. We can help with training some inspectors at the factory, set up a few KPIs and then track the performance of the manufacturer, and then keep a to-do list for improvements. And this to-do list also is fed with the issues that we found in the inspections here, right? All together in one one spreadsheet, so it's much easier to follow up. All right, I hope I give you a good overview of what is possible and the way we work with some of our clients. Let us know if you want to talk about this. Thank you.